Aloha. I wrote a speech in the memorial of the Pulse Orlando shootings. And today marks a year since the shooting at Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. I wanted to share that speech and that thought with you tonight before the day ends here in Hawaii. This was one of the largest public massacres, if not the largest, in our American history. For 3 hours, there was an intense fear and uncertainty. Omar Maten walked into the Pulse nightclub at approximately 2 a.m. with a semi-automatic weapon and a handgun and opened fire. There was music in the air and people were dancing and enjoying themselves. By the time the event was over, 49 were dead and over 53 injured. At approximately 5:17 a.m., Omar was shot by a police officer. He fell to the ground and noticing that wires were coming from his body, he was shot dead as there was a fear that he was wearing explosives. The wires turned out to be an exit sign that had fallen to the floor due to the mass hysteria. You know, I thought about this all week, what it would be like being one of those victims. Lying on the ground, shot, knowing that your life was about to end. What he did was a clear act of terrorism. Before the times of technology and social applications, all we had as the LGBTQ community was our bars and our nightclubs. It was our safe place, one of those few places we could meet others that were like us. It was one of those places we could meet our allies and make strong friendships and even romantic relationships. I know as a victim of prejudice what it's like to be hated on and denied equal rights. Many of us in the LGBTQ community know what that feels like. We must not forget the 49 people that lost their lives and the thousands more that were traumatized, as many of them lost their friends, their brothers, their sisters, their mothers, and many were parent figures to our LGBTQ community and our youth. I want to reflect on a name tonight. And the name of that person is Brenda McCool. She was 49 years old. She was there at Pulse with her son who is gay. She was a mother to 12 children. And her son survived that night, but along with him and his 11 siblings, they lost their mother. Each person that was killed that night was a person that was filled with hope and grand opportunity to contribute to our communities. Their deaths were not just their end, but I believe their beginning. As we remember this horrific incident, we can take in this memory and use it for good. This is why I do what I do. This is why I stand up for equality. This is why I believe it starts in our schools and what we teach our children. I feel great sympathy for all the victims, but an even deeper sympathy for Omar Maten. I can't imagine how troubled he was. We were all once children, even Omar. And somewhere along his childhood, he was taught to hate. We must stand up as a community, not just today, but every day, because teaching acceptance is something that is done, not just talked about or put into policy. It takes the action of people. I am only one that can cast the stone of change into the river that is our lives. I can cause ripples to occur, but as time passes, I will need others to cast the same stone. As we continue to throw the stones of hope into the river of life, we can change the river and the way it flows. Be the hope that is the stone that can change the river. As we become and are the river. We are standing in the river of life, and we can choose to watch the river change, or we can be part of it. I know I want to be the river and be the stone that changes the way it flows. It was a Sunday on June 12th, 2016, that 49 stones were cast into the river of life and into the river of hope. Let's help these people out and continue their legacy. Hope is what starts actions, and actions is what starts the changes. Together we can change the way the river flows. We can make a difference in this world. And I just wanted to end tonight on that thought for everyone that's watching this, that we are the river, and we can cast the stones of hope into the river and change it. Aloha.